had some misgivings because it was a detective movie and Nollywood rarely gets this genre right, but I reconsidered because my woman crush, Inse, starred in it. Hello and welcome to my Nollywood diary. My name is Janelle. 30 Pieces of Silver is a detective movie directed by Robert Peters and produced by Charles Granville, who also starred in the movie. Expectations high, Abi? Oh yeah, now let's dive into the synopsis. 30 Pieces of Silver centered on Detective Shola, who made us believe her sole aim was capturing a criminal, Chief Boga. She has been working very hard on it for a very long time, and just when she was about to break the case, she was handed an unwanted part. Like the case wasn't enough, her husband Priye, who was away for a business conference, had to help his best friend Martins by accommodating him in his home, even in his absence, and to the chagrin of his wife. She had never liked Martins. She thought him a bad influence and irresponsible and couldn't wait for him to leave. He was a pain in the neck and drove her nuts with his attitude and new wreckage to her home anytime she returned from work. But all of that changed. Anyways, Martins made a heartbreaking discovery about Priye and things were never the same. Someone had to pay the price with life. Well, there were a whole lot. My expectations really fell flat. I expected it somehow. I was hoping against hope that Nollywood would be able to tell detective stories this time. But no, that just didn't happen. If only they had taken the time on the final details of the story, it would have been fantastic because it was a promising one. The storyline was good. The climax took too long. I was almost exhausted, and when she finally came, it was short-lived. There was more narration both by the actors and the online movie summary than actual acting out of the important details of the movie plot. For instance, I didn't know Chief Boga was a drug lord. There was nothing to show to that. I didn't see any drugs, just him shooting somebody. That was the only bad thing, and his countenance. That's just the only thing I saw. And there was also nothing to show that Shola was deep on the case. They just said it. Or was it Priye that was always heading to a conference we never saw? We only saw him at his hotel room or on the balcony, always making phone calls. The movie was more like the actors gisting us what was happening than them acting it out. I was really pained. I saw no sweet, gory detective work except Shola's informant. When you see the flyer, you expect that there will be some guns blazing, some real detective work, but I didn't see any of those things. Then the character development was very poor, God. Especially for Chief Boga. He had no depth at all. I didn't understand. See, and guys, let me just stop here before some people come and look for me in my house. I really love the name of the movie, 30 Pieces of Silver. It was really poetic. And then I liked towards the end of the movie, they just managed to surprise me a tiny little bit. There are lessons to learn from the movie, Sha. I give this movie a 1.5 star rating. I would love to hear your thoughts about this movie. Don't forget to subscribe via mail and our socials to stay abreast on Nollywood movies and what not. Stay safe.